Okay, I will apologize up front. So I did an update on my software, and it's messing with the camera, the sound. So if things don't look like they're in focus, they should be in focus. But if they don't, like right now, it says my frame rate is dropping, and it's just a mess. So hopefully they'll be doing another update on the software that I'm using. Otherwise, I'm gonna find another software. But this one's just easy to use. But I'll be dealing with why dispensationalism, I believe, is so important to King James Onlyism and why they use it. First of all, if you have a wrong view of the church, um, and you're a wrong view of the church, and then a wrong view or eschatology, you're going to think different about what's going on right now. In other words, in premillennial dispensationalists or premillennial dispensationalism, they believe things are getting worse and worse and worse. In fact, they would, if you talk to one, they're going to tell you, the rapture is going to be very soon. Others that are, I don't, there's, I guess, not so extreme, will say, well, the return of Christ can happen at any time, and they usually, those kind of people won't set dates. Kind of like Charles Rory was he was a dispensationalist and was sincere and a good Christian, but he was sincerely wrong in his eschatology. But he wasn't really some of those crazies you see on YouTube where I've had, that you watch people say, I had a dream about the rapture, so therefore it's going to happen at this date, or they'll set dates, or they don't want to be put in that camp, so they'll say things about blood moons and different things that's going on in the world, and hint to the rapture coming soon, but they don't want to set a date because they don't want to look crazy. Well, with a proper eschatology where you believe the church is going to be victorious, a victorious eschatology, you won't think that way. And why don't you want to think that way? Because if you think that like J. Vernon McGee said, that why would you polish brass on a sinking ship? He was a dispensationalist, premillennial dispensationalist. In other words, the church is going down, and it's just going to get worse and worse. Well, that means all the new translations that come out are getting worse and worse. You see where that goes? So therefore, all the new translations must be of Satan and of the devil and of apostasy and all these different things. So, and you see that a lot of the extreme King James onlyists that are in the cult-like King James only, or the cult of the extreme King James only movement, they're going to be premillennial dispensationalists, but also they're going to be very paranoid or sometimes loony. The guy that kind of really started the whole movement is Peter S. Ruckman. Now, if you ever hear his testimony, his brother was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia when he was, I think, in his late teens or early 20s, and ended up in a institute. Now, I think it's been about a year or 2 years ago, Peter Ruckman's son. Now, this is tragic. I'm not trying to make this something that is lighthearted or anything like that, or making fun of anybody, but just a year ago, maybe two, it might even been less than that. Peter Ruckman's son, Peter Ruckman Jr., killed himself after killing his two kids. So there's some paranoid schizophrenia there. I believe that Peter Ruckman, after listening to him, reading all his material, pretty much everything I can think of that you can read, I've read. You see a lot of conspiracy theories. I think he was probably had a case of paranoid schizophrenia. Now, I'm not making fun of people that have problems with mental problems and mental issues. I know what mental issues are like. Starting at the age of 14, I started having anxiety and panic attacks, and that's just because of bad choices I made with alcohol at an early age. And it carries over because you're still developing, and that's a different video for maybe a different person to talk about that. But anyway, so you can see that a bad eschatology is going to really make a good connection for King James Onlyism, because if there's a sense of paranoia, they're going to want to feel comfort, and they'd rather trade the truth for comfort. I have a perfect Bible, and it's inspired in English, and it's better than the Greek and Hebrew. It's perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. So there's a comfort there, but they're trading the truth for that comfort. So people like Peter Ruckman, I'll do another video and just show you some of the real loony things he says that's just off the charts. And I'll do maybe some King James moments quoting King James onlyists and how they think, their mindset. And it's crazy. And I think it's because of a bad eschatology. I really do. And I think it also has to do with some other issues which I'll be talking about in the near future. But until next time, good day and God bless.